All right, so we have our freshly rebuilt gearbox here, and we have our Jubilee tractor here, and I can't just slap that back on and live life. I got to make it a little bit more better. I don't know how far we'll get on making it better, but this is getting pretty rusty. I'd like to clean this up and paint it a little bit, at least this piece, because it goes around the dash. And this, I mean, I got that freed. Also, maybe look into, I think a guy can get these reproduction to weld on. I'm missing a few, especially on like the inside of this. So that's my plan as of now. And we will, I think, just bolt the steering box back on so we can try it out. It doesn't have any lube in it yet. We'll do that before we're finally done. But I'd like to put the arms back on and see how it all, you know, is working correctly. So that's what we're going to do. We'll get started on that right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Ross the Oliver Man, Ford Jubilee tractor, and we are going to try to put the steering box back on and then take some more stuff loose, clean it up and make it more better. We got to get the air cleaner off because I, like a dum-dum, punched a hole in it. And yeah, I think there's only one more bolt holding that whole apparatus in there. So I can get that out of the way, and then, yeah, I mean, maybe it's not a smart thing to do, put the steering box in now, but I'm going to. I'm going to put it back so that hole's covered, and then we can build back better, except we're going to actually do it. And I may even pull the fuel tank and all that off and put a valve cover gasket on it, because it appears to me that it needs one. It is very oily. And so, while we have it this far, we might as well make it more better. The wiring, I didn't realize, is such a mess. Everything was working, but it's quite the mess. So we can probably make that more better too. Maybe even look into just buying a nice wiring harness. I don't know. I never usually do that, but I'm sure they can be had fairly cheaply probably for these. So anyway, we're going to get going. I think step one is going to be to take that one bolt out. And then I think all of our battery tray and air cleaner and the whole works will come out of here. Then when we put it back in the tractor, we're going to have to probably take the two things in half. You know what I'm saying? Because we'll have a steering box in there and we'll have to finagle the battery tray down in there and then this piece. So anyway, yeah, I don't even know if a guy can get this. This is a fairly new temperature gauge, so I'd like to not destroy it in the process of everything. I also don't know why. Why did I put all those washers on instead of just getting the right kind of bolt, you know? That doesn't seem like something I would do, but who knows? Maybe that day was not a good day. Maybe there was something else mounted on there at one time and I took it off. Don't know what that would be. But yeah. So that should be it. And then I don't think that there's anything else holding that all. Oh, about fell over. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. The solenoid is actually attached to this. So that will be another thing that's in our way. Yeah, it's gonna be an ordeal, because if it wasn't, what would we do with ourselves, you know? I mean, this thing hasn't hardly got any love in the last few years. the last thing I did to it was put a new starter on it. It just gives and gives. It gets used almost every day. At least it did in the summertime. I'm trying to decide which route I want to go here. Do I want to take... I might as well just... I'll take the battery cable on. We'll just take it all loose. Whatever. Probably just destroyed it. See, this solenoid actually, you need to appreciate that this is different than a solenoid you would go to the store and get. And I've probably explained that before. I'll explain it again here as soon as I get to a point where I have a free hand. But see, your start button works off of ground. When you connect this, it just is, it's connecting ground. So you need a solenoid that is operated by ground. You cannot use a regular... What I'm trying to say is you can't use a solenoid like you would have on your pickup, because it works off of sending positive or hot current to make this go, and it won't work. That's why you see a lot of guys add on another push button or use a key that turns, because they can't figure out how to make that go with a regular solenoid. So you have to get the right thing. Immediately I am regretting my life choices here. Immediately. I should have taken the air cleaner off first, I think. Dang! I think we got it. Okay, we're gonna let that hang. Battery cable can come along for the ride here. But, well, maybe if it wants to fly ball. It doesn't seem to want to do that thing. Next order of business is the yeah. Jeez. Okay, what have I done here? Well, I made a mess. That's what I've done. Oh, did we get it now? Will this come out of here? We just gotta get it out of here. Yeah, good. So we'll address that after a while. But now we can get in here to where we need to go. And perhaps we ought to do some cleaning here. That goes up in there, see? But I think we need to get us a good wire brushing. Would probably help it. Just to get some of that grime off of there. Not that it matters, but... Alright, are you still there? It turned into quite a jaunt, what I got myself into there for a second. But... Probably would be a good idea to get my little vacuum too. Sweep all that up. Should I do that? I don't know that it's that important right now. Might do it for the next go round. Alright. Look at that beautiful thing. Also, I noticed immediately that there's only one lock washer on all these, and I don't remember. I guess they didn't have them, but I think it should probably. So maybe I ought to go hunt some of them up real quick. I mean, it's always something. Okay, we got it now. Of course, none of the holes are lining up. That's about right. There. Is that it? Yeah, there. Is it going? No? Yes? Maybe? There was something that was attached to there. Do I have the tools here for this job? I don't know. Whoa, what do we got there? Is that not, did I have one wrong bolt? Is that what was going on? It appears that way, doesn't it? Huh, that's interesting. Okay, well, one of them has a different size head on it. So that's nice, you know. The threads are the same, but it's a different size head. And I don't think I'm screwing it up, as in using the wrong bolt, because the other ones look like they got gray paint on them. Well, that's fine. We can adapt and overcome. We just need to get us an 11/16 now. Alright, can we get this in there everywhere we need to go? Using Granddaddy's tools. Okay. See, that red paint's getting me all fired up, and now I want to make the whole thing look nice, but I don't know if that's in the cards for this, because I don't know. Now that I've got more utility tractors, it might be, but I don't know, friends. It would certainly look pretty that way. It just doesn't stay that way. Every time I've had it cleaned up, and yeah. Jeez. All right. Let's see here. Blinds. It's kind of... Sure. Okay, where's the nearest one at? Right there? Uh-oh. We have the potential to do this so wrong. I wonder if that's right. We better not tighten this on there just all the way yet, until we're sure that we got it right, because we may be not in the right set. There's actually, I was thinking that there was just like one blind spline, but there's not. There's four. So there's many different combinations, like 4 different ways you could potentially put that arm on. So we want to make sure we're in the right realm. We're going to set this on loosely. We can't. And also realized I forgot my fancy washer down in the basement. So we're going to have to change that later on. Oh, I don't know if I got her on or not. We'll soon find out. Probably would be easier to jack up the front of the tractor so it's turn easy. Okay, let's see here. Seems right. Let's go the other way. Oh yeah, that works. All right, so that is right. So we can tighten those arms on there if we are so moved, and then we can work on the rest of the tractor. I don't know how far I really want to go. I know it's just going to keep getting farther and farther the longer I mess with it, but I do know that I got to get that air cleaner over there fixed, and then, like I said, we might as well clean up and a little bit. So I messed this up a little bit too. It was cracked, and then I had to saw the bolt off. But what I'm getting at is these are supposed to have those square cages welded on them too. And I know you can get automotive style nuts and stuff, but that's not what this had. And if I do it, I'd like to put it the way it was supposed to be, because actually that's a lot more handy. When you got these, they're captured more positively, I guess you'd say. They're a little heavier made maybe than just those clips. Plus the clips then add space between where you are, whereas these will pinch tight. But I would have to have 1, 2, 3. This one's got one in still, but that would have to happen. So I'm gonna have to look that up. And yeah, so that's gonna be the one hurdle. Whilst I'm thinking about it, well, do I want to tighten them down yet or not? Do I want to leave the arms loose in case I want to pull them off and paint behind them? Oh boy, friends, you got me all stirred up now. I don't know what I want to do. I do see, though, where my other bolt was. It's right here on the choke rod, which I did not put on the correct way. It's now trapped. So that would explain that, why I didn't have the right bolt, because it was still down there. Luckily, since we didn't tighten that, we should be able to switch this out. And then all will be right with the world again. Yeah. Fixing our screw-ups, one thing at a time, you know. I sure thought that there was something different, because I didn't remember having to use 2 different wrenches to do that. And where this bolt goes is actually this hole, because it was bigger than the other side for whatever reason. So that all makes sense again now. I don't know if it was that one or this one. I think it was this top one was where this was. But whatever. We'll get her figured out. I remembered you could unscrew the end. Ross is just having one of those days where things just are not wanting to work in an easy fashion. Let's go behind these wires. Let's put this on. I don't want to lose this. This is another one of those things where there's so much connection because Great Grandpa would have pulled the choke every single time. So I don't want to change that. That's the same one he used. There we go. Lovely. It's supposed to have a spring on it, but I like it better without the spring because then you can set it if it starts acting up, and you can run it without. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Oh my. All right. Oh, the wiring though. That is going to be another mess. That just is so depressing how much of a mess that is. But it needs to be done while we're this far. I think I'll go ahead and take the fuel tank off, and we will get a valve cover gasket coming for it, because then that will solve a lot of this. Yeah, it is just terribly leaking bad. And yeah, we'll clean and go on as we go along, you know. I don't know what else to say about there. Not a whole lot we can do down in here. Clean that up again, maybe better. Paint the transmission case there. We could be doing that. I don't know, it's a never-ending struggle. When you start, you're just not going to quit. You're going to keep going and going and going and going. When you're done, you got something cool, but do we really have the time to do this, you know? I don't really have the time to do this, but it needs to be done. So, however, it's not as big a priority as some of the other stuff, but still, this thing gets used a lot. And if I don't have this going, I'm going to have to switch my little spot spraying rig to another tractor to do fence lines, because we'll have to do that right away whenever the stuff starts to grow, to try to cut down on the fence problems. So yeah, I don't know if I should loosen this right away and take that back off so it doesn't get stuck on there, because I could see it getting stuck on there and then I'd be in trouble. Whatever, we'll just make it go. We'll wait. But we can get the dash broke apart, get everything pulled off it, and then clean all of it up. Where's the oil pressure line go? That goes over to that side. Does it? Is that all the way up front? No, surely not. It goes way up there, doesn't it? I don't know, but I'm not accomplishing anything here. I'm just standing procrastinating, see? This needs fixed. I don't know that we really have enough for a video so far, so we might split this apart real quick, and I'll see about if I can reach in there and pop that back up and then maybe just weld it shut. It probably wouldn't even matter if it's got a hole in it, because it's just going to suck air in it anyway, but I want it fixed. So, because I screwed it up, it wasn't that way before. So all right, it's gotten kind of crazy here in the last little bit. It's about an hour later since we were working on this, but I got this off and I managed to hammer it down pretty good from the underside working through this hole. So I'm hoping I can very gently weld that shut, but that is very, very thin. So it may end up being where I gotta put a big patch on or something. I'm gonna give it a go. Who knows? I mean, I've done stupider things. We got our new MIG gun, so maybe that will work out for us. I'll bring you back here in a minute when I see how it turns out, because I don't think that welding is good for cameras. I don't know. There's probably some opinion on that, but I've heard it can do bad things to them. So I'll just bring you back in a minute. All right, as per usual, that turned into a cluster of sadness, but I think I got it. At least it's a lot more better than it was. So I'll get this cleaned up and painted. I might even wire wheel that off real good and put some JB weld or something down in those voids just to make it perfectly smooth. I mean, I think it's sealed up. It's just that imperfections in the welding, you know, because I went a lot farther out trying to patch it in, but yeah, it's better than it was. And like I said, if it leaks a little, I don't think it's going to matter. Nobody sees it except I know it's there because I was a moron and did that, and that really bothers me. But anyway, I'm going to, I guess, call this video here. We'll get more of the stuff cleaned up, ready to put back on, and I will investigate getting some more parts like valve cover gasket, some of those cage nut things maybe, and then I can make this tractor a little bit more better as we go back together. So that's my goal. And as always, if you enjoy my videos, give them a thumbs up. That helps out the channel and it doesn't cost you anything. Leave a comment. Tell me that you liked it or tell me that you hated it. Tell me I'm a moron. I really don't care, but anything that you say helps us out too. So thank you again, as always, for watching, and I will see you in the next one.